Hey guys, John here. It is John Barry, and I'm back. Yeah, finally another toy review. So here we have Asmus Toys 1/6 collectible action figure Lady from Devil May Cry, and this is the Lady from Devil May Cry 3, just in case you were wondering. So this is a younger version of Lady, so you know she has a younger look. So that's the box right there. Nothing too exciting. I mean, it's a box. Pictures here. Pictures on the side and on the back, like some poses, the standard stuff you'd see on a box. So yeah, here is the figure. So right out of the box, you know, it's a really nice figure. So here is a close-up look of the face. As you can see, the face it's kinda similar, but not too similar. Nothing that I really have to worry about, you know. It's there, but it's good though. It's a good face. Like all the details, you can see the scar on the face as well, on the nose, the heterochromia eyes, and all that stuff. It's pretty good. Also, one thing I like the hair is that it's not actual hair, you know, because you know how some figures they actually have actual hair on them, and I'm like, I don't like that. Personal opinion, because I think that a lot of the times the hair, if it's not straight, then it's kind of fuzzy, and that's just really kind of annoying. So I'd prefer it not having that. Moving on. On Lady, you can see that she has a necklace. That is an actual necklace. As you can see. You actually have to put it on her. But it's pretty cool. Don't want to be kind of indecent, but you know, like that. And her white shirt, you know, it's a white shirt. Nothing I can say. It's actual cloth. Not the skirt though. The skirt is just a plastic. And then these are also actual cloth shorts. So yeah, moving down. The boots are just, you know, boots, but her socks is actual cloth as well. And her holsters are just plastics. And those are the holsters right there. And the boots, no texture on the bottom, but that's okay because look at all the details on the boots. All the purple laces. There's even some wrinkles down there too. Very nice. Her strap here is also actual cloth too. Not leather, but like some kind of fake leather, I guess. But here's the back side. So yeah, pretty exciting. So now let's talk about her accessories, which are actually pretty good. She comes with a pretty decent amount of accessories. So first off, she has an extra pair of hands, you know, to actually hold her guns and shoot with them. Basically the shooting hands. They're made up of soft plastic, you know, because you gotta hold it and make her shoot or, you know, pose with it. But it's pretty cool. There are some little silver buttons here. Nothing too exciting because, you know, it's just gloves and hands. But, you know, Lady, what does she have the most? Guns. So let's talk about her guns. So first off, the most basic ones, just her handguns. Just some standard handguns, but they do have really good textures. Here you can even see the serrations up here. Let's see if we can get a closer look. So that's not focusing, but whatever. Yes, you get the idea. There's some actual serrations up here, so it's pretty cool. You can hear that. You can also see that it also has this and all that stuff. Some actual textures. And the grip also has a clip here. So, pretty neat stuff all around. Then we have her submachine gun with the bayonet. Also pretty cool. You can see that these things can actually move. So, yep. Pretty cool details, like I said again. And then a crossbow kind of thing. And this again is actual rubber string, as you can see there. So yeah, and this thing can move too. Pretty cool. And then of course her most iconic weapon, her bazooka. I actually don't remember what it's actually called. Just know it's a dangerous weapon, and it's a giant bazooka. Even has their blade and all that stuff. You can actually see here that the blade has black going to silver. I like that. It's a pretty cool detail. So yep, a little red right there. Pretty cool. Just overall a really nicely designed weapon. And of course we can't forget the stand. The stand is just the, you know, average Asmus toy stand. But one of the things that I do like is that the stand actually fits in. Because if you see my other review of the Dante one, the stand actually doesn't really fit. I had to like force it in and jam it in. And it kind of, you know, But this one actually fits in really well. But the thing is that you might see right here, it's actually broken. Yep, compared to this side, this one's broken. So, like, I mean, come on, dude. Asmus, what's up with your stands? If it's not fitting in correctly, it's broken. But hey, at least it's the stand and not the actual figure or not any of her accessories. So, yeah. So, let's move on to articulation. So, articulation. One thing that's actually kind of weird, but I do kind of actually like it, is that her skin and all that stuff, it's not just plastic, you know? It's actually kind of rubbery. So, all this stuff is kind of rubbery. It's like some kind of, they try to make it like skin, you know? So, it's kind of rubbery. So, and because it's kind of rubbery, as you can see here, if I roll up her sleeves, there's actually not really a joint there. All the joints and all that stuff is on the inside. So, that's pretty cool. So, you know, extend arms like that, forward and backwards. Of course, it's limited with the clothes, but that's okay. You can bend the elbows like that too. And the wrists, twist like that, bend up and bend down. Not much, but yeah, it's okay. The body as well, tilt up, tilt side to side, twist, pretty cool. And of course, you know, the standards, leg forward, leg back, and the knees as well. So, yep. No articulation on the boots or the ankles because, you know, it's a whole boot. You can't really move this. But that's okay. Oh, yeah. And the head. Of course, the head. All the way around. It's just, you know, a ball joint. Standard. One small little detail that kind of is weird is that if you look at the holsters, they don't really come with, you know, instructions or anything on how to actually put the guns into it. You know? So, like, for example, this one goes here, but there's not really any instructions on how to do it. And as you can see, clearly it doesn't just fit in like that. So what I end up doing is just that. Same thing with this one. For this gun, doesn't really fit in there, so I just kind of do that. You know, looks kind of weird, right? Yeah, same what I thought, but hey, what can you do? So yeah. So let's move on with the measurements. So as with the Asmus toys, this one is a 12-inch figure. Whatever. And here we go, ruler. 11-inch, my mistake. But yeah, 11 inches. Pretty tall. So first off, let's compare her to Virgil, another Asmus figure. Same height. And that's without the stand. So I guess the Virgil figure is actually 12 inches and lady is 11 inches. And then of course we have my childhood hero, Kamen Rider Zio. So now for my final thoughts. Overall, I actually really like this figure. You know, there's a lot of good things about it, but there's also a lot of bad things about it. For example, because her body is mostly covered in this rubber kind of material, it kind of limits the movement a bit, you know? It's not as out there, or you can't do as much poses and all that stuff because the rubber is kind of limiting the movements. And also because it's like rubber, if you move it a lot or like you change the poses a lot, it eventually might worn out if, you know, because like all rubber does, eventually it'll dry out and loses elasticity. And that could lead to breaking and cracking and all that stuff. So that's kind of a bad thing about it. but that's kind of okay. Another bad thing is about it is, like I talked about, the holsters, you know, it's because it doesn't have an instruction manual or stuff like that. I mean, it's okay without it for most figures, but for this one, I think it's kind of warranted because, you know, the holsters, you can't really open them, or if you do open them, you know, you put the gun in there and then holsters can't close up. And like, if you look at the pictures and all that stuff, they just say put the guns into the holsters. And I'm like, you can't really do that. So that's kind of a bad design there. But overall, like I said, it's actually a pretty decent figure. All the details and all that stuff is really good, you know, with the actual clothing and all that stuff. And I do think that the rubber thing was for the skin is actually a pretty unique idea too. So it's kind of I'm iffy on it, but it's okay. And that's why I would give it a 4 out of 5. It comes with a very good amount of accessories, you know, fitting that lady does have a lot of weapons. But because of the drawbacks I stated earlier, it's only a 4 out of 5. So I would recommend it if you're if you're a big fan, but at the same time, you also have to know what you're getting into. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like this video, you know the drill. So yeah, I'll see you next time, and remember, take care.